barber. I'm a 25-year-old student at Hopkins College. I am studying social services, criminal justice, and corrections. I have been a tattoo artist for about 7 years now, and I've been doing it around my house. And finally had some children and decided not to stop with the whole blood in my house around my children, and decided to go pro, and found a pretty good deal on an apprenticeship. You actually have to pay for an apprenticeship, so thought I'd give you guys a little bit of information and kind of let you know the dangers of getting a tattoo out of your house. First of all, tattoos are there for life. I mean, unless you want to go through the excruciating pain and the very expensive process of getting them removed, which most people can hardly afford tattoos, but in general, let alone to get them removed. People they get them for many different reasons, either in memorial of a loved one, or sometimes they get people's names on them that they love, or boyfriend or girlfriend at the time, or religious reasons, or some people just kind of like me, just like say, hey, that's a cool design, stick that on me. But there's a percentage, there's a study done, like 90-some% of people at some point in time regret getting what they got. Even it doesn't matter if it was a sharp one, they just regret it regardless. So if you get a tattoo, think about it. And basically, if you do go to someone's house, there's a lot of different things you should look for. If they're wearing gloves, how they refer to their how do they refer to their equipment. Like if they say, look at my tattoo gun, that's not, tattoos are machine, it's a machine, it's not a gun. Guns kill people, machines get tattoos. Just because someone's wearing rubber gloves doesn't mean that they are sterile or anything like that. If they do this, or their nose, scratch your head, or move a lamp or something, they need to change their gloves. If they drop a machine on the floor, they need to basically switch machines, and they should have at least between 5 and 10 machines. Each machine is intended used for a different purpose: liners, shaders, colors, all different sorts of things. To hold different size needles. Cross contamination. Like if you're in someone's house and you're getting a tattoo, and they say let's do it in the kitchen. Other than your bathroom, your restroom in a house, the kitchen is the dirtiest room in the house. Food and mold spores are abundant. It's just one of the worst places to get one. Yes, to never get one in your kitchen. If there's a pet in the house, dog, cat, ferret, hamster, bird, whatever, pet dander, it's dirty. Dust alone is dirty. And in a tattoo shop, floors have to be clean. Floors have to be linoleum. Wipeable surface, nothing porous, no carpet, nothing like that. No bio, blood, or anything can soak into it. You can't get back out. It has to be wiped clean. And if there's an infant in the house, or a child that's in potty training or whatever, you're assuming that the person doing the tattoo is a responsible parent and actually changes diapers and does all that. So there's dogs have fecal matter on them regardless. They go outside, do their thing, and then they come. Chances are they might have stepped in what they just did, or stepped in a previous incident out in the yard, and their butts are covered in hair. So it doesn't mean the dogs alone and their dander, or cats or whatever, they're just dirty. Like I mentioned before, the parents are changing the children's diapers, and not every parent washes their hands or sanitizes their hands after that, and so therefore you got fecal matter on their hands that that could lead to an infection or bloodborne pathogen. A bloodborne pathogen is an infection or a virus that has passed through the bloodstream, and such as hepatitis, AIDS, HIV, stuff like that. So you got to take that into consideration. And ask them for a portfolio. Can I see your portfolio? If they don't have a portfolio, kind of steer clear. And if, like I said, if they're not using disposable stuff, just a lot of different things to look for. Portfolios, see if they're using stainless steel grips and tubes and stuff, and make sure that everything's disposable. And like I said, if you see them touching something, like if they fix a lamp or touch something or drop something, make sure they change their gloves. But regardless, you shouldn't be getting a tattoo in a home. I've done it 7 years, and like I said, I've been fortunate to not have give anyone an infection or anything. And now being in a shop, I've realized how easy that it actually was, and how fortunate I was to not have actually gave someone an infection. Also, tattoo shops, they're inspected regularly. Sorry, excuse me. Houses are not. Houses would not pass a health inspection. Most tattoo shops, if they're in business, they either meet or exceed the health regulations for that county or that state. They're inspected at least once a year, because you have to renew your license once a year. And so, just houses are just not meant for tattoo. That's why there's tattoo shops, tattoo parlors, tattoo studios. It's not tattoo houses. Tattoo parties. I don't know if you've ever heard of a tattoo party, but a tattoo party is where an artist or a couple of artists come in, they bring in their equipment, they sit down at a house, and there's basically everybody's sitting around and getting drunk and doing drugs, and usually the tattoo artists are doing it right along with them. So basically they're moving their stuff into this house that they don't have no clue where it's at, or how clean the house is, or whatever, if the tables are clean, whatever the case may be. There's just no way to be sterile there. I mean, your first tattoo you might be able to pull off, and you might be semi-sterile, but still, you're just not in the shop. You're not in that environment. You know what I mean? That has to be clean and dusted and disinfected on a regular basis. And basically, the people that's throwing the tattoo party, the tattoo artist that's actually doing it, they are there to do as many tattoos as they can, collect as much cash as they can, and basically get out of there. So they really don't care about the effort that they put into it, as long as it looks good at the time. You know what I mean? Through the healing process, it may fade, or they might have dug you too deep, and then it's going to scab, and then when the scab falls off, there's going to be no ink there. So like I said, they're just there to get your money, to make it look good right then and there, and then they're out. You'll never see them again. And tattoo shops are required to document every single tattoo that they do. However, scratchers is a term for someone that does tattoos out of their house. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. Tattoo shops are required to document everything. Lot number of the ink, lot number of the needles they used, what kind of needles, what the design was, the date, the person's name, the artist that did it. I do a lot of paperwork at the shop where I'm at. I am an apprentice, but I've been tattooing for 7 years. I mentioned that earlier. But so if you get an infection or a bloodborne pathogen due to a tattoo that you got from a scratcher out of someone's home, who are you going to blame? I mean, you can't really say, hey, this person gave me this, because there's no documentation. So therefore, all the scratcher has to do is just deny it. There was no proof, no nothing. However, if you get a bloodborne pathogen or infection at a tattoo shop, from tattoo, it's all documented there. You know what I mean? So that's one way to keep track of that. Just basically, hopefully I've made, give you guys I know I'm gonna have a few 10 minutes to do this, but hopefully I've made you at least reconsider going to someone's house, and opened your eyes to a few things. Um, just go to, if you're curious about it, go to the health, just Google your tattoo regulations, and just Google just what are some things I should look for if if someone's going to tattoo me at the house. Where you're, I mean, the internet is the super highway for information. So look it up, Google it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I did it for 7 years. Got tired of it. Really, you got people in your house looking at your stuff, and then and then you wonder if they're going to come back and rob you blind later while you're asleep, and then you're tattooing people. Then once I had the kids, that kind of did away with it. So I decided to go pro and do it the right way. So hopefully I've opened you guys' eyes up, and hopefully I've at least made you think twice, and if you are going to do it, like I said, I'm not your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle. I'm not in no position to tell you what to do. So hopefully just if you're going to do it, just at least ask them questions. Ask them for a portfolio. Ask them if you can see the needle open. Ask them if you can see, is the tube disposable or is it stainless steel? If it's stainless steel, how'd you clean it? If they say, oh, I boiled it in water, walk away. No kitchens. Just rule of thumb, don't get tattooed. Please, I'm not your dad, but be in your best interest not to get a tattoo in someone's house. They have tattoo shops for a reason, and they are licensed for a reason. So hopefully I've helped you out and opened your eyes, and hopefully I prevented you from getting a disease or a bad tattoo. So, and remember, you never get a deal in the tattoo world. You get what you pay for. Just because you're in someone's house and they charge you $50, and the shop is going to charge you $150, you get what you pay for in the tattoo industry. So thanks for having me, and hopefully I opened up your eyes.